be someone loud on social media.
A baby.
And then a bad bitch. And I didn't really like her before this rant.
It's a bold thing to say.
Yes, it's a bold thing because
I don't mind if I would also, exit it for real. Ideology is still the same right now.
There is nothing.
There is no change. Like, Angie for Rants, Bants and Confessions season 3, why? Would you take it on?
Hey fellas, have you been updated with happenings of this week? I mean the trends and everything that is going on media. Right, some of you may be so busy but that's why some people like us, we've taken it upon ourselves, to gather all those juicy things that have been happening so we can bring them to you while you are sipping a cup of tea. I know we don't do coffee here a lot in Ghana, so while you are sipping your juices or your teas. My name is Angela Deladem Kufo, and I'm not going to do this alone. I have an amazing friend and colleague here who will be helping me to dissect and discuss things that have been happening this week. You want to see him? Drum rolls, drum rolls, drum rolls. To him.
Did you do that like I'm some celebrity or something?
Are you not a celebrity?
Hey, please do. I beg, put me down. Hi, my name is Nelson Kofi, and I'm happy to do this with you, Angie.
Yeah, you're a celebrity. Please own it. Are you not? You appear on television. You appear on social media. You have
walking
a large
red carpets.
Exactly.
You're right.
You have a large following on social media. So yeah, that's my colleague. We'll be talking about a number of things happening this week. But please, before we start, like, share, and subscribe. It is very important. Like, share, and subscribe. Don't keep it to yourself alone. Share it with someone, with a loved one. Okay. First, let's look at something that is trending number 1 on Friday, 30th May. Gisela is trending on Twitter. If you go there to Twitter, X, Gisela is trending. And why is she trending? Well,
she basically opened up about the reasons why she and her best friend, Amma Belland, are now off the Rants, Bants and Confession podcast.
Okay, I was going to say something that I felt shouldn't have been said. That is why I kept
Absolutely.
quiet. Okay, so they made a beautiful exit. Should I say beautiful? I was going to use a very ridiculous adjective over there. They made an exit at the Rant, Bant and Confessions, and then in a new podcast that was uploaded about 24 hours ago, they disclosed their reason why they decided to leave the podcast. Yeah. We are going to show you a bit of that, and then we'll come back and talk about it.
Why did you leave the podcast you were on? Why did you leave the podcast you were on? I've asked you. I'll answer when you're not answering. I'll answer.
It was just too much drama. Besides, I just recently found out that we are the drama. Like, we were the drama. How? Oh, the first episode. They said the new season is drama free, blah, 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 blah.
Oh.
So, there was just too much drama. I wasn't feeling protected by the producers. And I always felt like they put me on the... Is it on the line? Is that the phrase? They always put me out there to be, pounced on by predators.
You felt set up.
Exactly. I felt like I was set up a lot. And there were a few times where I tried to control certain situations, and they wouldn't really allow me, because to me it seemed as if all they cared about was the views. They didn't really care about the mental health or the people on the show. So then I was like, you know what? I don't need them.
There was a video that came. Well, they usually say it's a mistake. That's what they say. But then there was a video that I saw recently from the current host of the show, and one of the guests' breast was showing, and then the host was pointing at the cameraman that he should alert her.
I saw that.
He should alert her, and then they still left that part in the video.
There was this episode where we spoke about Galamsey or the protest, and I had so many people coming at me telling me that I was scratching my leg because I'm a human being. I'll itch. And they zoomed into that bit, and there was also another time where
Okay, so that's Gisela and Amma Belland on the new podcast Let's Do Drinks, hosted by Princess Amma Belland. So Nelson, what do you make of these reasons that they gave for exiting Rant, Bant and Confessions?
I mean, very valid reasons. when this news broke that they were not going to be on the podcast anymore, it shook a lot of people who were a fan of that podcast. And you know, Rants, Bants, and Confession sort of became the new-ish.
Yeah.
Everybody was glued to their phone or television
Exactly.
sets
We're
by
waiting.
Thursday, waiting for it to drop 5 p.m.-ish, you know. So, of course, it came as a big blow to a lot of the people who enjoyed the podcast. So a lot of people were also wondering, and I think it was a very strategic move on the end of Amabeland and Gisela to just withhold that information for a time like this, because something like this has obviously given a boost to the new show, right?
Yeah.
But speaking about whether or not the reasons are valid, I completely think the reasons are valid, because imagine working for somebody who is only interested in the views out there. There are a lot of ways to make the views. The fact that you have Gisela and Amabeland on the show, it is good enough reason for people to come on board and watch. But then, per what they say, they only select very controversial parts of the videos and post them in a way to, you know, attract the views. But in the same breath, that sort of antagonizes the hosts, because they are thrown under the bus. They are saying things which was taken out of context and put on social media for clicks. And it was affecting their mental health.
And their brand.
And she couldn't take it anymore. So she had a choice. She had numerous choices. That wasn't the only job she was working. So if she wanted to just exit from that situation, which was causing her which was draining her, I feel like we can give it up to her for taking that bold move. I'm particularly so proud that she just walked away. But we also miss the Rants, Bants, and Confession.
We miss them on the Rants, Bants, and Confession. Like they said, they were the drama around the whole Rants and Bants Confession. When the first episode of the season 2 came out, you saw people weren't really excited about it. You know, the people were complaining about the new co-host and their kind of language and the kind of contribution they make on the Rants, Bants, and Confession. So their absence was really felt.
Absolutely.
But then again, their reason for exiting, like you said, it is very valid, because I can't be working for you and you not try to protect my image and my brand. These people have built brands for so many years, since their university times. They've been building brands, and we know them with some kind of style and some kind of light. And then you take things out of context, like she said something in the first 5 minutes, and then you link into something else she said in the 30th minute, making it look like
she had made just
sending
out all these wrong narratives, and then she gets dragged on X. They get dragged on X. But then, so long as you get your views, you don't mind. Okay, then she's also walking. Away. But and that's not to take anything away from the new hosts or the new co-hosts.
They are doing well. But they're also facing the same problem.
Absolutely. So I'm hoping that they take a cue from what has happened with... I'm just hoping that, honestly, next season it should be another set of hosts.
Yeah.
I don't mind if I would also, exiting for real. Now, I feel like she has...
Maybe she is comfortable.
She may be, but at this point, I feel like she has exhausted her ideas. What about if Odo is new now? Like, I'm not seeing anything new.
Yeah.
The same questions that she was asking the previous host or in the previous season, that's the same question she's asking now. The same perspectives, the same narratives. Like, her ideology is still the same right now.
There is nothing
There
new.
is no change. Like... Do I come off as a hater?
No, you're not coming off as a hater. I buy your idea because
but every day I can't sleep with a nigga that's broke. I can't sleep with a nigga that's
because in the first season we were now getting to know Ifeanyi, and I didn't really like her in the, before this rant.
That's a bold thing to say.
Yes, it's bold thing because it's not like I hated her. I just didn't care for her. Like you will say. I didn't care for her. I just knew Ifeanyi like to be someone loud on social media.
A baby.
And then a bad bitch. But when they started the season 1 of Rant, Bant, and Confession, we didn't even know that her was season 1. We just knew that they started the show, right? Yeah. And she said things that I felt like, oh, this is a home girl. Like, she get home sense. She has common sense. And I started liking her for the kind of things she was saying on that Rant, Bant, and Confession. But now, there's nothing new that she's going to tell us
She
that
has
we
said
haven't
everything.
heard already. So I
She
buy
has
into
said
that
everything.
perspective. If they could, bring an end to this season and then bring fresh brains and fresh faces to the Rants, Bants and Confession, people would really
Hey,
appreciate it.
Angie for Rants, Bants and Confession season 3, why? Would you
I
take
don't-
it on?
Would I take it on?
Yeah.
I will take it, but I will take a cue from these previous seasons. I will learn lessons.
There's no
There are
cue to be taken. If you go there, they'll take excerpts to make you look like a bad person for views. So knowing that, will you still go?
It's what you say that they'll take out of context.
So you'll be withholding information.
I'll withhold
but you wouldn't
information.
make the podcast fun if you
I'll
do
make
that.
it fun. Hello, I'll make it fun. If I
Okay,
have to
yeah.
fabricate stories to make it fun, I will. Trust me, I can do that.
You're a news anchor. Why would you say that?
I'm a
Okay.
storyteller too.
Yeah, okay.
I'm a storyteller too. So
You can tell truthful stories.
I
that
tell
are not
truthful
fabricated.
stories and I tell imaginative stories as
I like
well.
that. Okay.
I'm proud of that. I've always been a story girl from primary.
Okay, Anna.
Yeah, but I want to shout out to Amma Bellan also.
Yeah.
She didn't give very heavy point of her living, although she gave some managerial reasons why she left. I felt like her living was a support to Amma, her best friend,
Yeah.
Gisela Mponsa. So I commend her for that. Best friends, if you are best friends with someone, please support them like Amma Belland is doing,
Yeah.
right?
So the new one, did you like it?
The new one, yeah,
Let's
I think.
do Trendz.
Yeah, I think I love the two of them. I love their combo. They can never be boring.
Yeah.
They can never be boring together. When you have two vibes, people who understand each other on the same platforms, you would definitely enjoy it. I did enjoy watching them, but it's just sad that it won't continue because it's just Amabella who is hosting and Amponsa was just a guest for this first episode.
Absolutely.
Well, all the best for both of them in their new ventures. Let's move on. Nelson, what do you have on our table?
Okay. Why don't you tell me what you have on your
What
table?
I have on my table. Okay, let's talk about a topic that has long been ignored in society.
Right.
Boys, men, their mental health, physical health, emotional health, and everything that has to do with men. From time immemorial, we've been taught that men are supposed to be strong. They are supposed to be the solid rock that holds the family together and the society together. And so when you're a man, you are not supposed to shake when something is happening. You are supposed to stand firm. And a journalist, Kobe Che, is advocating for something that we are ignoring about these men. Boys' life matter. Although men are supposed to be strong and we have always told them to be strong, there are instances where they break down silently and we don't know, we can't see it. Boys' life matter. Kobiche is advocating for we to look at the mental health and emotional health of men. And I think it's very plausible that he's doing that. Nelson, what do you think about it?
Absolutely, like you rightly said. I mean, everything you've said, I'm definitely tweeting it, retweeting it, right? It's a long time coming to have this conversation. It's about time. I think that's what I meant to say. I think you've said everything.
You think so?
I think you've said everything, but it's just good coming from a female point of view, because most of the people who are expecting the boys to have this tough skin all the time is the women, especially mothers, daughters. Like, we expect to see our fathers this type of way, we expect to see our brothers this type of way, as women would. So it sort of like builds this conditioning of boys to want to be seen as like a tough nut to crack, like
a rock,
nothing can touch me, all this. But you're a human being with emotions, and this starts as early as 3, 4, 5. A little boy is crying, you are told, oh, stop, boys don't cry.
Yes,
Daddy, stop that. So at 5 you already start hearing those things, and it's working your psyche, your mental, like you're not supposed to cry, you're not supposed to use this color, the color pink. The other time I was scrolling through X, and a gentleman was wearing a pink suit, and in the comments people were suggesting of
feminine touch with it.
What's wrong with a boy wearing pink? You know, all those conversations.
Pink has become a lady's color.
Really?
Yeah.
Exactly. So who set
Who
that
made
system
it?
up?
Who
Who
made
said
it?
that? Pink is just a color when you think about it. Pink is just a color. So
Yeah.
it's really the conditioning of society to just make boys believe that there are these rocks that are not supposed to be cracked, and we're not supposed to see the tears
A
of
teardrop.
boys.
No.
You know? And this is what is leading the boys to, quell, and then God forbid, and I hope this doesn't happen, like the suicide cases you hear, it's mostly boys, it's mostly men, it's mostly males. Why? Because they are not allowed to speak. And the people who usually go in for therapy, when you notice, it's really women. It's really, so a boy, what are you going to see your
What are you
therapist to
going to
do? Like, don't you have basketball to play?
Uh-huh.
Don't you have to be on the field fighting a war?
You know,
like, don't
working
you
9 to 5 to fend for your family.
Exactly. So what are you doing with a therapist? That's the conversation at hand. But then it's a good thing Kobiche is trying to break down those walls, try to make us understand that it is okay for boys to feel, because that's what we're getting prevented to do, feel.
Yeah.
They're telling us not to feel,
Suppress
not to express.
your emotions.
Exactly. So we're having that conversation. Do I seem like emotional about this?
Not so much, but let me bring it to you personally as a man, since we are talking about boys and men.
Okay.
How do you deal with situations that have weighed you down?
Me personally, I wouldn't like to delve too much about my personal life, but I haven't honestly felt the pressure of, be this, be that as a boy.
Okay.
Like all my life, I've just lived. Like, if this is what I want to do, I'll do it. If I want to cry, like, I used to roll on the floor crying when I was young.
Serious?
When I was young, wait, let me make this point. When I was younger, like, I'll roll on the floor crying.
Editor is going to take this out of context.
So I used to roll on the floor and cry and everything, and it was fine. And so I think I was in my final days in uni.
Okay.
Then I started feeling like a man, like I want to
no,
provide
wait.
for my younger siblings.
Wait, before you continue. So you've been rolling and throwing
My
tantrum.
whole life. My whole
Your
life.
whole life.
I've been doing
First year in uni, second year, third year.
What is it with you?
It was the last year in uni that you decided to man up.
Listen. That man up expression
Yeah.
too, it is inside. That's what we're trying to break down. Okay, I think I didn't put that well, but I'm saying the point I'm trying to put across is I have been very expressive most of my life, especially within my days growing up and coming up as a child. And so, I started feeling the weight of what it means to be a man. Nobody put it on me, for real. I just got to that stage and I felt like there are certain things that are lacking. There are certain things that I have not been attuned to for a very long time that society expects, right? And it just hit me in that moment. So I wouldn't really say that I have been that, but I've noticed firsthand people expecting boys to be this or that because of society. But me personally, probably I've just not allowed myself that weight for a long time, but until recently. So yeah. Did I make any sense?
You did make
Well,
sense.
if your boyfriend is expressive too much, what would you? Let's say you
Expressive
had
emotionally.
Expressive emotionally. You have a whole man.
Oh my God.
Do you like an alpha male? Like, what's your type? An alpha male, a man who?
I don't really have a specific should
You
I
have
say
a spec?
spec
Okay.
or this thing. I like people's vibe. I flow with the vibe.
Okay.
Yeah. But then with the question you asked me, I've encountered a man who is very emotional.
Talkative or emotional as in?
Emotional, like he starts crying so easily. He's affected by things so easily, and it was so weird for me at about 3 years ago to be experiencing that. Because all along we're told that men are supposed to be the rock. I've not seen my dad crying before, and we are watching a movie and we are crying.
Hey, why have I also been surprised? It's normal.
The lady, I wasn't crying, and he was being touched by the story. And
Did I put you off in any way?
No, yes, it did put me off.
Yeah.
It scared me. It got me feeling weird. Why should you be crying?
Like, God forbid if an armed robber breaks into this room right now.
What are you going to do?
Exactly.
like it got me thinking, because I was still in that church, that a man, I've not seen my dad in that emotional state before, So seeing another guy doing that, I was like, ew, brother, ew. Brother, ew.
So what's the perception of it now?
But then I've learned. That was me about 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay.
But then I've matured to understand that we are just humans. We are born with emotions. There is sorrow, there is pain, there is happiness. There are a lot of things, and we all feel it equally. So one gender shouldn't be taught to suppress it. Just like ladies are allowed to feel pain when they are having their menses, we should understand that men can also go through pain. We can all lose our job, and then we will cry over it. It shouldn't be only the lady that should cry over it or should be called and consoled. Men need to be understand too. They need a shoulder to lean on.
Yeah.
And to you men as well, please talk to people. Stop confiding yourself in a corner that you can't help yourself. Statistically too, men account for about 70% of suicide cases in the world. Please talk to someone. Therapists are there for such things. They study to help you, and they didn't study for one particular gender alone. I think men should really follow this trend and these advocates that Kobiche is bringing up. It is very serious.
Yeah. And on that note, boys' lives matter too.
Boys' life matter too.
Okay.
We stand with you, boys. Go for it. Cry. Shed tears. Do everything you can do. We are with you, dear men. Boys' life matter
too. Okay. Now let's shift gears a little bit to something that is more pressing than everything is equally important in the conversation we're having here, but it's about the recent communique issued from the Office of the Presidency to state that transport fares in Ghana should be reduced by 15%. And it came with all this controversy and conversation about drivers not willing to succumb to the new
correction. It wasn't from the Office of the President, but from their own association, Ghana Private Road Transport Union, GPRTU.
Thank you. Yes, you're right. So what do you make of the drivers not willing to succumb to this new directive?
Man, when fuel prices go up and then this same GPRTU tells them to increase transport fares, they are so eager to print the fares on the cars at the stations. So if you are eager to increase transport fares, why are you not doing same with the reduction in transport fares?
Now we're going forward or backwards.
No, wait.
No, I understand you. You're making a very valid point.
That was it this year, the beginning of this year, or late last year? This GPRTU, I think fuel prices reduced, right?
Okay.
It has reduced about 2 or 3 times this year alone. When fuel prices reduce first this year, we will. I think their leader said they are not going to reduce their transport fares until the petrol prices get to 12 cedis.
Yeah.
So the reduction we saw was around 14 cedis, 15 cedis thereabouts, and they claim that it will only reduce when it gets to 12 cedis, and we understood. Fuel prices reduced again. It wasn't up to 12 cedis. Okay. It reduced again. Now it's to 12 cedis. So what is your point? And GPRT has told you that, reduce 15%. And then you are telling us spare parts prices have no...
Do you buy that story?
I don't buy that story. Do you buy screws every day?
But what
I don't know car parts, but do you have to buy car parts every day? Do you buy engine? Is engine board? You can buy engine. Do you buy it every day? The one they bought 2 years ago or a year ago, they are still using it. So what do you mean by...
The drivers watching, comments down below. Like, do you buy spare parts every day that you need extra, cash
They don't buy it every day. So you can't give us that excuse that although petrol prices have reduced, spare parts has not reduced, so we are going to... Come on. There are better excuses I'm expecting them to give, it hasn't reflected on food commodities on the market. So if I was buying food at 10 cedis previously, I'm still buying it at 10 cedis. That is a very laudable excuse to give. But saying that spare part and all this kind of thing, I mean, respect your leaders. GPRT is there to ensure that you are protected. You know,
they are in charge of the management of.
They are in charge of the management. They look out for your good. They look out for your good and everything. So if these same people that look out for your good are giving you an instruction and you are not heeding to it, do you think you come to them with problems and they'll mind you again? Right. It just shows a blunt disrespect to your leaders. Okay, drivers, we can do better.
Period. But you've seen videos, or you've even heard that some of the drivers, I've heard of two, driving the passengers back from where he picked them because the passengers were not willing to pay the new prices.
Old prices.
No, they were not willing to pay the new prices. That's why he took them back to the place he took them from.
The new price is supposed to be the reduced one.
Yes.
So the old one is what they are insisting on.
Yes, that's what the driver is insisting on, which the passengers are refusing to pay. Yeah, so that's the old price, and the new price is the reduced price.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you were in that bus and they were driving you back, what would have been your reaction? You two sit in the car.
I'll sit in the car.
You would jump out the window.
Like I'll be endangering myself, you know. Yeah. But it's a loss to the driver, not to the not to the commuters.
Because you're not taking me back to where you picked me from and expecting me to pay you.
Yes. So. And you've wasted fuel. If you probably drove about 10 minutes and returned, where are you going to get that refund?
But I think they are trying to make a statement that we don't agree. So that one.
No, that's what I'm asking. You are the same people who said unless the petrol price reach 12 cedis, you are not going to reduce it. Now it has reached 12 cedis. So what are you talking about?
Oh, Charlie, question for the drivers. Drivers, let us know in the comments what's stopping you from reducing that. Have you paid the new prices? Have you taken public transport?
No, since the new prices commenced, I haven't gone anywhere. But the usual bus I used to work, they are taking the old price, and I just pay the old prices.
You are not trying to have a back and forth.
Oh no, I'm minding my business, you know. 50 pesos. It's supposed to be a 50 pesos reduction, and 50 pesos wouldn't take anything from me. There are days that when I'm in my element, I'll give you 3 cedis and walk away. I do that.
Okay.
Because it's not the full journey. The full journey is supposed to be 3 cedis, 50 pesos, and I take it from the middle and I light at the middle, so I don't make the full journey. So I'm supposed to even pay 3 cedis, and then they still take 3 cedis, 50 pesos from me. So the days that I'm in my element, I just give them 3 cedis. Oh, sister, yes, sir, and I'm going.
Your elements being your shady savage
self.
When
I want to be petty and all those things, I just give them 3 cedis. And days that I'm not so lucky, I don't have coins, give them 5 cedis, 10 cedis, and they give me a chance. I'll just be like, it's not you. It is not you. To be frank, it's not you.
Charlie, the tension, I can feel the tension rising. So let's bring it down. Like, let's liven up the mood. Let's talk about music. Let's talk about entertainment.
Yeah.
So 2 of our favorite people, or should I say 3? No, 2, because the other one not very known, but let's give him his credit. 3 people. 3 amazing individuals, 3 amazing talented artists have released a brand new visual to a song that they put out for some time now, and I want us to talk about it. I'm talking no other than D Black, the new song he has released featuring Mzvee and Paul Noun. Title of this new one is I Hear You're Married, which was sort of strange now when I heard it the first time until I listened to the song, and I didn't really get the message of that. I hear you are married.
Oh!
But if you listen to D Black's verse, you get it.
Really?
You get it, yeah.
Yeah.
So my first question, before we even come to the visuals, what was your first impression of the song when you listened?
Okay, you mentioned visuals, and I think that is it for me too. I like the whole visuals. You know, they were in a car, and then they were. What was that called?
The CGI.
The CGI, exactly.
Generated image.
Yeah.
Imagery. Okay.
The colors and the whole setup and everything. It was beautiful. I thought the video and the whole concept was beautiful. That is my first thought about the music. Do you have any other question?
Honestly,
Because
I
I'm ready.
disagree with you.
I'm ready for something.
No, I disagree on the visuals being stunning, Pat.
Okay. I thought it was colorful.
It was
Really?
colorful, absolutely. But I expected more. Given the story, I heard You're Married Now. It's such a visual song. Like when you listen to the lyrics, it's telling stories, a very visual story. I hear say you're married, now you get carry last. Like something, he's talking about breakup, betrayal. He was expecting a lady to wait for him to put certain things together to come and, be with the lady, but the lady didn't wait and, went her way. A story like that, how are you going to sit in a car and and tell a story like that? You are sitting in a car with a man by your side and a lady on top. In a car, telling a story of betrayal. That's the problem with a lot of Ghanaian music videos nowadays. They just sit behind or they sit in front of a beautiful set and then they shoot something and just put it out to the
Probably
public.
they are on low budget.
If you are on low budget, then don't release the visuals. That's what I think. No, see, music videos, visuals, they are supposed to be telling a story. They are supposed to be sending a message. You are in a car selling a heartbreak story. Who will buy that? Not me. And one thing that I find very wrong, not wrong per se, but unfortunate, I just don't know the word for it. Like I'm seeing D Black promote in a way to promote the song and the visuals, sending mobile money to boys, go and watch it and send screenshots of.
Oh, he
it's
did
not
that.
supposed to be like that. Yes, no.
He actually paid people to
go and watch. And it's fine if you're doing a little giveaway to your
no
fans.
Wonder.
But your fans, aren't they supposed to support you or something? I understand
giveaway. Does
giveaway.
still have a fan base?
Who?
D Black. Does he still have a fan base?
Of course. Who doesn't like D Black? The businessman, the
mogul. Right now we know him to be a businessman and mogul. I wasn't expecting a music from him anytime soon.
So you are thinking his light as an artist has dimmed?
Should I say dimmed?
But
he has been hiding from the music scene.
Oh, you've not been paying attention. Really? It could be. I don't know. I also haven't paid attention
apart
until
from this
now.
song. Which other song?
I haven't heard, but that doesn't mean he hasn't released. So unless you've checked and seen that he has not released this period. Because
when
I know that
song,
this one, he released a song with Jackie one time. You say you go do me shake boy.
Oh, he was on that track.
Yes, that's his track. He only featured Jackie and also did
I only
another
heard
with
Jackie's
Sefa.
voice there.
Yeah, it happens when you're a rapper and you have a singer on your song. Like Usubanya, Sumipa Usara.
Yeah.
We barely, sing Sarkodie's parts, but then we're always singing Usubanya.
I can still hear Sarkodie's voice ringing.
Sing it.
That's a fierce
He
also sang that part. He also
sang making that in a song of rap. Okay, then you finally answered the question. But my point is, in music, most of the time when music combines singing and rap, usually the singing outdoes the rap, and probably that's what happened with the record with. You say you go do me shagebo.
Okay, could be, but he has been out of space for a long time.
D Black, get back in the space.
Did you see the views?
Let's not talk about the views. The views,
we have to talk about it.
It's not our problem.
Yeah. Such big people, a whole Mzvee and D Black,
Mzvee, y'all.
veteran.
Do it for me.
A whole Mzvee to release a song. It's been about 20-something,
almost 24 hours. Released almost around the time that Gisela Dems released their podcast, and they have surpassed 40K.
10,000 views.
Yeah, and they have not even clocked 1K yet.
The last I checked, about 40 minutes ago.
Don't say it. It's embarrassing.
It's not embarrassing.
It's embarrassing. These are two. Mzvee has been to BT twice.
I need to say that about 40 minutes ago when I checked, it was like 500 and something views.
Oh, RG, you didn't have to say it. Don't say it.
No, this is something that everybody would see.
What is the problem?
It's Mzvee, y'all.
Don't come for my girl. I'll really struggle you.
It's Mzvee, y'all.
What's Mzvee? What
Mzvee has released a song. Go and stream it. How? How can Mzvee release a song? You know, are you a hater? You don't like her?
Charlie.
Oh, they didn't promote the song.
I think there has been a lot of social media promotion, but I don't
There
know
has
about
been promotion.
D Black, I'm
Oh.
telling you, has been sending Momo to over. He's doing a lot of good on X
And
to
Mzvee.
promote the song. Mzvee has posted on her Instagram, on her Snapchat. I've seen that.
Oh, I feel
But
so bad.
I feel terrible.
I
feel terrible.
I feel like shame. Shame has touched me.
So
Shame
they
has
should
wear
teach you
me
that
crown.
you won't always be in your prime. So make use of it when
While
you're
it
in
lasts.
it, while it lasts, so that you don't find yourself wanting. I don't think Mzvee has a problem with the visuals being at 500 views because she has made her own. Like she's good. She's good. At least what she
But
wake up to eat.
she still has to keep her relevance. You know, when this song gets dragged, she'll be dragged along.
Dragged how?
Like we are talking about the views, is she not in the song?
Yeah, she's.
She's on it. So if we are
And
talking
D
about
Black is good. A whole businessman. Like he's good. I don't even know why he tries so hard. But it's passionate, I understand that.
it's a hobby.
Hey, are we haters?
It's a hobby. We are not being haters.
So what are we being?
We are just
We're
being
just the voice
pandits.
of the voiceless.
We are just being pandits. That is all.
You know, a lot of these pundits when they come online, a lot of the criticism they get is what makes you a pandit? What's the qualification? What qualifies you to be a
Why
pandit?
do people go to school to study to be a pandit?
Hey, you should have some sort of, pedigree to call
Pedigree?
yourself a pandit. So we can say we are expressing our opinion, our honest opinions. But I
What
wouldn't
kind
call
of
ourselves-
pedigree? You know, I've studied, I've read, I do research. So what again do you want from me?
Okay. So Pandit Angela Shima.
Yeah.
I think we've spoken exhaustively on the new
Yeah.
release.
I would like to talk about it more, but Nelson would strangle me like he tried to do. Sometimes. But shame has won me crown. Shame has won me crown for this new song released by.
Did you
Black.
just accuse me of attempted murder
Yeah.
on a whole podcast?
Yes. People, Angela lives matter too. Miss Angie's life matter too.
My lawyers will contact you right after this.
It should be my lawyers contacting you.
You are accusing me.
Anyway,
Okay.
we need to do this fight behind the camera.
Yeah.
So we'll continue. People, this is where we draw closest to the trends of this week. Which is your favorite? And what do you think about everything that we discuss, especially the transport issue, because it's something that affects you as an individual and a citizen and a commuter in Ghana. Share your thoughts and everything else you would like us to know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the News God for more of such trendy issues, news, sport, entertainment, and what have you. We are here to cover everything that happens around the world. My name is Miss Angie Shima, and I did this with amazing
Nelson Kofi, thank you.
See you in another one.